everybody, welcome back to NASCAR. I'm Chandler Robinson-Stapple, along with James Sullivan, the masshole. And on this episode of the podcast, of course, we're going to talk about restricted weight racing. It was a lot of fireworks, we could say, we're going to get into this weekend, because there was two big races, and there was
a shitload of fucking rain. Fucking Florida.
Yeah, that too. Well, it's been like that. It's around that time of the season. Look at it, Chicagoland. Right. Same thing. So we're going to have that, but
rain's been a problem in a couple of races this year. But then again, when we had those Monday races were good fucking races.
Yeah, they were. And not only that, actually there was both Sunday. Because the Chicagoland race was Sunday. It went into Sunday because it went into later. And then the Daytona race was supposed to be Saturday night. That went into Sunday. But, I think, it goes back to what Charlotte did. Why are you not putting fucking that turf everywhere? Guess what? Those cars, everything would get stuck in the mud. Nothing would be, you know what I mean? Like, it aggravates me. It really does. Situations like that.
Hung up on that.
Situations like that could have, and I'm just saying that the turf would have worked. So once again, Charlotte, you're leading. You're the best.
Yeah, I saw one pair of cars go through there. And it was game over for one of them.
Yeah, it really is. It wasn't. All right, so let's talk about the Xfinity. Let's get into Xfinity.
Right.
Supposed to start, I believe, at 7:38. Starts at, I believe, 10, maybe 9:30, 10. Green flag.
Right.
So I'm saying, and I knew it. Now I forget if it was.
Thank God I extended my recording an hour and a half, and I actually got to see the whole race.
Yeah, he's asking me, are they racing? I'm like, I think it's gonna be a doubleheader tomorrow. Literally, and then I'm sitting there on my phone because I can listen to the NASCAR officials because they have that mobile app there, and just sitting there, they go, all right, we're getting ready. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm playing video games with my friends, and I'm like, okay, bye, guys, I gotta switch over and watch the race. So that started. Wreckfest galore.
Yeah,
it was exciting.
Spectacular.
I forget the team. Was it Goering Racing or something like that? Ross Chastain.
Ross Chastain.
Second is Justin Haley, who we'll talk about.
Right.
We'll talk about him after. And then third was AJ Allmendinger.
Right.
The guy had 3 cars in that thing. The whole plan was to have 1, 2, 3. They talked about it, and I said, I even said this before I came out. I wanted to call him and say, I guarantee that team's going to finish 1, 2, 3. They did, but AJ Allmendinger ended up having a failed inspection, so he ended up going back. But, I mean, hey, if you got, that's a great picture to put up there on the shop, at least all 3 of them crossed the line together. And then Ross Chastain, dude.
Yeah, I mean, how
many times
guy
can win at anything.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Kid can win at anything.
Didn't he have like a penalty or, a bad pit stop or whatever? He ended up, going back and then racing up and back and then racing up. I mean, he was...
It was also interesting. Also, I think AJ Allmendinger had a problem like that too.
Right.
And I don't know where all 3 of them came from, but Ross Chastain, dude, me and him, we hope you get a big ride. I think speak for him for that. I think you deserve it. I think you deserve a good time contract, and I think someone should make open up another car, give something to you. Because dude, you can do it. Like, you look what you did in the trucks. Look what you're doing in the Xfinity. Give the Kai equipment, dude. The kid can race.
Yeah, that. For DC Solar there.
Yeah.
He would have had himself a ride.
Yep, we talked about that. Yeah, me and them were hanging out last night. We actually looked up a little bit of things, looked into the details.
My wife did.
Yes, actually, his wife did. Yes, yeah. She's actually looking at him because we were sitting there talking about him actually. So, but Ross, you're a great driver. God, we hope you get a big sponsorship. We hope you get somewhere because you deserve it, man. Nobody can ask you. Someone can open up a 3rd, 4th team. That'd be great.
Right.
We need more good drivers. I'm tired of sitting there watching these lap cars. It's annoying.
There's a lot of lap cars.
But no, he ended up winning. That's awesome for him. It ended around 12:30 at night. Him smashing his watermelons because he is a huge watermelon person down in Florida. So.
Right, he's a watermelon farmer.
Yes.
Yeah, his whole family's watermelon farmer.
Which is the story about Ross is very interesting. It really is, and it's a really cool story. Good to see him here. Good to have guys like him in the series. It really is.
My boy Cole Costa got wrecked.
It was the Michael Annett got hooked. And let me tell you who got some of the most fucking luckiest shit ever. Fucking Christopher Bell. I watched him escape 3 wrecks that night, and not escape Christopher Bell. God, I hate to love you. I love to hate you. Sorry, I really do.
I fucking love the guy. I think he's great.
I think he's good, but I think he's Gibbs. There's only one good guy I like. You know that.
Right.
Well, okay. There's one really I like, Denny Hamlin. I love Denny Hamlin. I really do like Truex. Truex is going around me ever since Martinsville when I got starstruck by him when he laughed at me because I was wearing a Jimmy Johnson shirt. But and there's that, and then Kyle Busch is Kyle. Kyle's just Kyle.
Right.
And
I just love to hate him. I really do.
Well, look at ironic.
I'm sorry, man. You are fucking talented as hell, but busting your fucking balls is one of my favorite fucking pastimes.
You know what the worst ironic thing is, and I think me and you both agree about it?
What?
Haley Deegan wants to be just like him.
I know.
That's the worst. Why? But fuck it, I'll take it. Actually, that's a smart ass. I like her approach on it.
If she can win like he does, all the power to you, sweetheart.
You mean if she keeps winning like he does and keeps doing like what he does?
As long as she doesn't whine and complain like he does.
I don't think she does.
She doesn't. She may run like he does. As long as
that's
the only problem I have with Kyle Busch. The whiny, complaining little bitch. She cannot do that.
Well, she automatically is better because one, she'll sit there and not say I'm putting my resume in or the car's fucking this sucks, you suck, and guess what? You're in third and fucking first place and you're bitching about your car sucking, but yeah, you're dominating. She wouldn't do that. She'd be like, probably, yeah, the car sucks, but hey, you know, we can work on it. And not be like, I quit. Fuck this.
Right. That's all the reasons why I don't like fucking Kyle Busch.
Dude, remember when he fucking, I forget what, I think it was like Atlanta or something, they got a penalty from NASCAR. He just put up his finger like this the whole time. And then he had to come back in for like something. The NASCAR, because he was flipping off official, I guess it was like a rule or something. You can't do that or something. Right. So he made him come back and he goes, that's freedom of speech.
Yeah, it's just so much fun ranking on that guy. It really is.
I'm going to go back to I just want to talk about, there was a show, I mean, and this was back in like 2011, 2012, on, I think it was like Bravo or HBO or something like that, and it was called Inside NASCAR, and I'm not sure, I'm not sure if I talked about it on this or not, but I remember, when that show came out, I remember that year, because it came out every Wednesday. It was right after the race was over, Wednesday. I'll never forget, me and my dad, and I was living with my dad at the time, me and him, every night, dude, we had to watch that, because it was uncensored, it was raw, it was everything, like, alright, you ready, we're gonna go, and it was,
it's fucking uncensored.
It was so, but it went to death with the laps. It wasn't just, it was like an hour of the whole thing. It wasn't just like, oh, here's just the big things from this and this and then, like, and they no, it was literally, you listen to it, and then they would go a little bit, and then they would, as the whole race is going, of course, they have the radio, and here come, turn forward, and all of a sudden it goes in the thing, and it talks, and then they talk, and then you figure out what's going on, and then they'll take maybe 5 minutes, and be like, oh wow, look at that, what do you think? Alright, let's go to commercial, alright, let's go back in the action. Boom, next thing you know, you're right back on the lap, then you're on, and they're raw this and all that. Gotta love it. I think some of the best things I've ever seen.
There she is, the tornado, Trisha Spadoni, feeding us more shots. You gotta love her.
Thank you so much, Trish. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
It's very nice of you. Yeah, that's Trish.
Yep.
Alright.
She is a tornado.
So yeah,
let me tell you.
The things like that, though, I do miss. I miss having just raw. That's why I like to listen in the in-car, because you can't, it's not like you can go in time to Tom Brady's.
Well, now that we got 2 shots sitting there, and 2 shots sitting here, let's just do 2 shots.
Hey, shots to radioactive.
Radioactive? I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
I mean, the fucking actually listening into the in-cars.
Oh, I don't do that.
Yeah, you do when I'm with you.
Because I'm forced to.
Shut up and take your shot. Well, hey, tell me how cool that would be, though, if you could listen to Tom Brady during the game, though. That would be pretty cool.
But...
Oh, if you call it Helmet Gate or something.
Absolutely would.
But alright, let's get back to Daytona. So now let's get back to the actual Cup race. What? Alright, so of course...
It wasn't at night.
Yeah. And you know something, a lot of drivers said about that. They went from the cool to the heat being slick, and of course the rain and the lightning is all coming. And they said it was coming about, I want to say, towards the end of stage 2. So the intensity was there. And then there was one wreck, I believe, with Keselowski getting spun. He got hit the wall. He took out, I believe, Suarez was involved. Daniel Hemrick. There was a couple of the cars that got involved in that I'm not thinking of right now. I believe Kevin Harvick was involved in that accident as well. Kevin Harvick. That one took out a pretty decent cars, but then of course coming to the end, from what I heard from the standing, Austin Dillon's spotter said clear low. He said clear low, and that's why if you watch the video, he kept driving there. But Clint was like,
you think I'm lifting?
Yeah, Clint was like, fuck you, I'm not lifting, and Clint he did what he had to do.
He just drove right through.
Clint
He really did.
Yeah, Clint.
He held his line and he drove right through that car. And he didn't slow down. Until the yellows started blinking, he didn't let off the gas.
Well, yeah, wonder why? Because he was in the wall at that point.
He didn't get into the wall.
Yes, he did. Dude, there was
went right through
it. No, absolutely he didn't. There was only 2 cars to get through it. That was the 24 William Byron and the 48 car Jimmy Johnson. They were the only 2 to get through that wreck, man. I told you, dude. If that race kept going, dude, Jimmy would have won. Telling you, sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
Down there,
dude. I smelt it as soon as Justin Haley. And the only 2 cars that were really going to be able to do was Byron and Johnson. There's a couple other cars, maybe Matt DiBenedetto, who I talked about, who finished top 5. Who I said was going to be my...
There's a couple of
and
cars
Michael McDowell.
Just dented.
And Michael McDowell, my other dark horse that I said. He, I think, pretty sure finished top 10 too.
I mean, not one of the cars that I root for, except for Jimmy Johnson, came out of there without a dent. Because, I mean, the 9 car...
I said Kyle.
Smashed.
I said Kyle Busch was going to be Joe Logano. Nope, both of them, I saw both get swiped out by the same car.
The 42 actually came through that wreck, but not bad. He was just a little dented on the sides.
That pisses me off because I want to know what... Dude, I wanted to... Not to say...
With 33 laps left, nothing. There's no guarantees about anything. You can't say that the 48 was going to win that race. It's Daytona.
Well...
We've seen cars with fucking the front end barely hanging on win the race.
Yeah, that ain't happen no more with the 5-minute rule. No, what? Okay, now let me explain. Let me explain the 5-minute rule to you guys.
Yeah, we know what the 5-minute rule is, and they know what the fucking 5-minute rule is.
What is it? Explain it.
They have 5 minutes to fucking get the car fixed and up to speed, a minimum speed.
Yes, exactly. You can't have anything flaring off.
And you can't put metal on. All it can be is fucking.
Which is kind of stupid because how the fuck are you supposed to fix a car in 5 minutes if you can't actually?
The fucking plastic.
The bare bond.
Bare bond, because they don't want fucking.
Have you ever used that shit before?
No.
Basically, I want to know how sticky that shit is.
It's just big pieces of Gorilla Tape. Have you ever used Gorilla Tape? That shit is sticky as fuck.
So it's almost like that, but just like a thinner. Because it almost looks like a vinyl thing when they put it on.
It's good thick stuff. You can tell just by the way they're yanking off that backing that is good, thick, hardcore fucking stuff. But the reason why they told them that you can't put little metal patch panels on there is because they were running with those little metal patch panels underneath the fucking barrel bond and they were coming off in fucking caution. Yeah. Caution. At the end of the races because this shit was just come off. And it was fucking up the races. And I totally agree with the 5-minute rule and you can't use little patch panels.
I agree with it too. I mean,
I really do.
I mean, and also not only that, because you could go out there and also if your car, is hanging on like your oil thing spills, or just because it's so much damage, and then you're ruining a race for anybody. Because now you got oil on the track. That's how, depending on what track it is, how long they have to put the speedy dry down, and then have the fucking the street sweeper come behind it, and then oh my god, we're on a commercial. Oh, they red flagged it so we can wait. Oh, the drivers are hot.
Now it's fucking raining.
Yeah, now we waited so long, it's raining now. Oh, the race is called, dude. It's like so I'm with you on that, yeah, because it's kind of stupid.
I mean, a couple of years ago when they made that call, I was just like, NASCAR, you finally did something fucking right.
5-minute rule is good.
Right.
Because that is proof though.
And getting up to minimum speed.
Which varies on the track, of course.
Right.
But yes.
You gotta be up to fucking speed, because especially with these high speed tracks, you get somebody fucking limping around the fucking track. And they're coming by at 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen cars get sucked around because they're not going fucking fast enough.
Speaking of that, the most best example I could say was it was Talladega Xfinity race. I want to say like 2009, 2010 or something like that. Maybe a little bit later. It was Brad Keselowski ended up winning the race. But what happened was, Kevin LePage was coming out of the pits. He was going out slow. And the pack was coming, and the yellow line.
Right.
His spotter or something told him to go high. Dude, in the middle of the pack, he went up. And everyone tried to was like, what the fuck? And all of a sudden, Carl Edwards hit him so hard that he went airborne over him. Like, he hit the back end and just flew. And I couldn't believe that because I was like, I've never seen it. Because he was going so slow, he was like a projectile. It was like a ramp. It was
Right.
And I was like, why would anybody that slow move the fuck in front of a pack like that? And he
Right.
caused the big one, and everyone wrecked it. And everyone goes, well, what the fuck was that? And he goes, a lap car came up and just came out of the pits and just decided to
Go up
coming
on the track.
And it was Kevin LePage that did it. And still to this day, I don't get why would you fucking do that?
You're a professional race car driver. You know the rules, and your spotter says go high. And I'll be sitting there being like, "Fuck you! I don't want to get killed."
And not only that, you're gonna kill or hurt someone else or ruin, and you just ruined 20 cars, not just like 5 or 6.
Right.
You're doing 20 cars a day because you
This
decided.
guy's like, dum, 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 dum,
So that goes back to
okay, I'll go high. What?
So that goes
How the
back.
fuck did you get in that car in the first place?
So
Whose dick did you suck?
So what? All right. So anyway, what did you think of the winner, Justin Haley?
I mean, it's I've been saying it.
Now,
It doesn't matter the fact that he doesn't deserve it.
hey, wait, wait. Do we have to remind you what happened last year to him?
What happened last year?
Xfinity race. He was coming off the turn 4 at July, and he went and he was in 3rd place, and he pulled out, and he just hit the line, and he actually pulled up in front and won with the checker flag waved. He won the race, but he hit the line, and they say he went below the yellow line, and they gave it to Kyle Larson.
Okay.
And he goes, I won that race. I always won that race. And he goes, 1 year ago was my anniversary of winning. He joked about it. Then he wins. Then he wins, and then guess what he says? He goes, all right, Daytona, we're even.
Well,
Tell me that's not a cool story.
That is cool.
That is cool.
And there's another thing right there. We got this, he's a part-time Xfinity guy.
No, he's full-time in the 11. In the 11 car.
Full-time Xfinity guy.
A part-time Cup guy.
All right, and he got to really put the screws to all the fucking Cup guys that have gone down the Xfinity race and just fucked up their races.
And you did text me that. You know what? That's karma. It's karma.
That's
I like that.
karma right there. One of the biggest races of the fucking season, and an Xfinity guy comes up and fucks up their program. Points. You guys don't get them anymore.
Well, the thing is, though, the only people that were happy to see that were the guys that are fighting on the bubble, because that means nothing changed.
Right. Those playoff
You know what I
points
mean?
gone.
So now let's talk about that. Give me a minute.
All right.
Shout
Give me a minute.
out to my buddy Jimmy Johnson. You guys and the 48 Ally crew, Ally Racing, everybody, you guys are really, and I think you can get it. We are really turning. We are looking really good. Yeah, we are looking really good. Johnson, you were in the front. I know it's a restrictor plate, but he was up there the whole time. And after what I'm seeing at Chicago, we're really getting that. I really think that the 48 maybe.
Shot coming.
I feel like the 48 is actually. I think he can be back, and I'm not saying win a championship. I'm not saying go and just do these credit. No, I'm saying we're gonna at least win a race this year. We're gonna at least finish top 5s. We're gonna get there. We'll make it far.
Well, he got.
I don't think this year is gonna be the year for number 8, chasing 8. Of course we are, but I feel like we're gonna win a race, and I feel like we're gonna go out with a huge positive and going into 2020 as a real contender. I think this is the turning point. I don't know why. Alex Bowman's finally turning it. Chase Elliott now is the only one slacking on the team. I mean, William Byron is out there kicking ass. At this point, look at that. Chase Elliott was the head hurt. Now he's the one kind of falling back.
The entire Hendrick team has come together, and really it took fucking Chase Elliott being fucking Chase Elliott to get that team to fucking really gel and get going this year. They did it behind the 9 car. And now they're all.
And they give more NICAR credit. All the Chevys and all the Chevy teams out there follow him. Your boy Larson, your boy Kurt Busch, your boy Austin Dillon over there, Daniel Hemrick over there. All those guys, all these Chevy guys, even Chris Buescher and Ryan Preece. All these teams were going to Bubba Wallace. All these guys were going in there going, what is this NICAR? What does he have that Chevy that we don't? And then now the Chevys I think are showing up, dude.
Yeah, they are. They figured it out finally after 2 years.
Give me one cheers.
How about this for a cheers? Hello.
To Hendrick Motorsports.
Hendrick Motorsports and Chevrolet.
Yes.
That was a big shot.
Alright, so all in all, how'd you feel
Thanks,
about it?
Tornado.
Alright, so, actually, for this weekend, we got Kentucky for everything. The K&M will be racing. We got, great, everything's back. Before we sign off here, give me two dark horses and 3 favorites. Go.
Oh, Jesus Christ, hold on a second. I'm still absorbing that massive shot the Tornado gave me. That's a lot of Crown Royal. Okay. We're just talking about I'm going to see the NASCAR. Winner.
He wins?
Closest to him, I'm going to go with 42. And I'm going to go with his teammate, Purple.
2 dark horses?
Dark horses. I'm going to go with the football throwing maniac.
Bubba Wallace?
Bubba Wallace. And Matt de Benedetto.
Okay. Alright. My 3 favorites. Number 3 is definitely going to be Jimmy Johnson. I know he hasn't won there nothing, but I feel like I'm just going to roll. And I'm being biased on number 3. I'm sorry, I'm being biased on number 3. I'm going at Jimmy Johnson number 3. Number 2, Martin Truex Jr. Number 1, Brad Keselowski.
Dark horses.
Dark horses. I mean, it's tough to consider what you want to say. Dark horse here is. I'm gonna go as. You can't even consider him a dark horse though.
I've done it before. Do it.
Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, you don't like him, do you? Yeah.
Kevin Harvick. I think you don't see it, but he hasn't won. Kevin Harvick, I think, can go up there and steal the show. I'm saying he's a dark horse because of how his season is. He's considered now a dark horse, and he's gonna go with my other favorite one.
Which is, as Mr. Spock would say, curious.
You know who's my favorite that I always pick just to fucking
Stenhouse.
Yeah, well, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. All right, everyone. Thank you for all hanging out. Thank you for another episode. We'll see you soon. Kentucky should be good. Bye, everybody.